Oh,
Here we
hello,
go
my
again. Aren't we
chiropractic
excited?
friends. Another big day. This is a Florida Chiropractic Association seminar in Orlando. It's really amazing because it's a state association meeting, but yet it's something that's so big. It's the biggest gathering of chiropractors in the country today. And I thought I would come here. In fact, I came here and I wrote a new little handy book for the profession, just a little guy, on purpose to make it super easy to read. Okay, check out the title. 10 tips and tactics for the chiropractor that wants to serve at a level where they're able to collect $100,000 or more every month in practice. Now that is a landmark number, but it is also a starting point number. All right? For chiropractors that really want to serve and serve a lot of people and really do something with some expanse and some size, of course, you want to realize that volume is the core of all this, but offer services that allow you to have collections that are significant. And so it is possible then to break $150,000 a month and then $200,000 or more per month, and that's one chiropractor in one office. Now remember too, if a chiropractor had a goal to collect $100,000 in a month and there were two chiropractors in the office, well, that means you have to collect $200,000 in a month. Okay? So often with multiple doctor offices, you have two chiropractors that are looking at one goal like it's theirs. Like in other words, we collect $100,000 a month like it's good. And it's like, no, that's two of you. That's like 50 each. All right? We want 100 each. So it expands the mind. In fact, in the multi-doctor office setup, we now recommend that there are two x-ray machines because you really can't share anything. If you share anything, well then I'm going to be losing my volume and my capability because I have to share some of my equipment. I don't have any room to be sharing anything. I need everything I need for space, chairs, team, equipment, all of that. Parking spots, bathroom, phone lines, credit card terminals. So if someone else is going to be in the same office as me, well, they have to have all their own stuff. Because as soon as you share, both of you now underproduce and have no chance of actually reaching your potential. And at Winner's Edge, our entire mojo is on you, the individual, reaching your potential. What is possible for you as a chiropractor? That is what we want to be able to do. And so we do not want anything in the way of that. Okay? All right? My own personal approach here, I'm here for that type of a chiropractor that wants to really do something impressive. And along that path, there's no room for franchise fees, there's no room for anything else in between you and seeing maximum people with great services, great collections, and of course building a great life. Now, interesting about this event here is there's going to be about 3,000 people here. And what is going on here? There's a lot happening here, and I'll tell you what concerns me. And a lot of people don't know this because it's happened so slowly over time. What's happened here, as I look around, is there is no chiropractic technique represented in the entire expo hall. Okay, Erica, how many booths are here? I don't know, like hundreds, right? They're all over hundreds, right? And there's no technique. In other words, as I walk in here, there's no chiropractic in here. Where's the booth about technique? Yeah, there's chiropractic tables, but they're just there because they want to sell tables. All right? So the place has been infiltrated with like everything but chiropractics. Like it was all chiropractic 50 years ago. And then over time, this kind of crept in, and then this crept in, and then this crept in, and it pushed the chiropractic out. Now, I like everything that's in here, okay? Lasers, all the supplements, the juices, the drinks, the cellular detox, okay? I like the cool instruments that are being used. I like the therapy equipment, the vibe plates, the genie rubs. I like all of these things. But it is bad that there's no chiropractic in here. And everybody in here wants to be better at their hands-on skill. And by the way, if we had the public come in here, what does the public really want? What does the public want from you, the chiropractor? The public, okay, they want really good adjustments. That's the first thing they want. They want great communication skill, explaining to understand, and they want really, really good consult, evaluation, and really good adjustments. That is what they want. That is what chiropractic is. That is the skill. That is the art. That is what everybody wants to pay for. okay? They don't want to go in and have the emphasis be a piece of equipment. Oh, come in and jump on our new googlyphonic piece of equipment. No, they want you, and they want hands-on technical skill. And where do you get that? Are the schools that good at teaching technique? You know, how many chiropractors are going to technique classes? Okay, and around here, these big events, where's the technique? Where's the, let's have a thing on movements that we can do for the cervical spine? Okay, prone, supine, seated cervical adjusting. Okay, how about the thoracics? What are the variety of great adjustments that are available? Prone with the thoracics, even seated if they need be for the thoracics. Okay, other thoracic adjustments. Then, of course, lumbar, the lower back. The single most common thing that people want to go to the chiropractor for. Remember now, second only to colds and flu are low back problems. So I can't believe there aren't like 5 booths here on varieties of techniques for low back. There's nothing. The single biggest thing that people go to the chiropractor for, there is nothing here to address it other than an outside piece of equipment, a rub, or something like that. No chiropractic. I want you to really see how unbelievable that is and how sad that is. So we got the schools that have sort of been infiltrated and watered down, and we have the main events have been infiltrated and watered down with stuff that's easier, path of least resistance. I can buy the machine versus me spending 1,000 hours learning how to get good with my skill. But you, as you sit there being a chiropractor, I hope, as I sit here, I want to get better at my hands-on skill, my right hand adjusting, my left hand adjusting, all my lumbar, my thoracic, all my cervical work, my extremities. I've got to be a, quote, a one-man chiropractic delivery machine, okay? And if I have some other adjunctive equipment, great, and I like the equipment. I'm sitting right across from a fantastic piece of decompression equipment, probably the best one made today. It's a $63,000 spinal decompression table, and it is a beauty, okay? And I love it. I want one at home, okay? But I don't want one outside of good chiropractic adjustments, okay? Because that's our core and that's our foundation. So also here, what's interesting, it's a lot of people don't realize with events like this is, oh, who's speaking? You know who's speaking? Whoever paid to be a sponsor. That's who speaks. Tory, why aren't you speaking? Because I didn't pay a ton of money to get my name on the flyer. Okay, you pay to speak here. Okay, there'll be some other people they would have that are in the club that are. They go way back with the organizers of the group and all that. There's those people, and then you pay, and then you get stage time. That's how it works. Okay, so a lot of times with these things, people don't realize what's really going on. But I'm here because I like to get out every couple of years and see sort of what's happening. So I'm familiar with equipments and different things that people might mention in my consulting, because I'll have chiropractors all over the world. Tory, what do you think about this? Tory, what do you think about that? Tory, I like this. I like all of it, but listen carefully. How it integrates into the chiropractic office is a different story. I like the equipment, but how does it work timing-wise? Let's say, for example, you want a piece of equipment, and it's a fantastic piece of equipment, and people have to be on it for, say, 25 minutes. And say you're seeing 300 visits a week. Well, the first question is, well, how many of those do you need? Well, you're gonna need like 3 of them. And if they're $60,000, are you willing to go and get $180,000 of therapy equipment and build the rooms and have the staffing for it? See, it's really interesting. I wonder if people really think about that and realize that. What's really required there when it comes to these things. So I'm the guy that figures out how many do you need, how much space it takes, how do you integrate it into your scripting and your flow so that it works. Now in this little booklet here, I lay out the 5 Winner's Edge practice success models, okay? And they're very straightforward. And for me, I've got to have these solid, reliable, sure thing approaches to practice success. So in my angle here is, I really don't want anything that isn't physically working on the spine. Spinal adjustments, number 1, okay? And then, of course, something that might pull on the spine, roll the spine, direct work on the spine versus, say, a gel on the skin or something like that. You get the idea? Or supplements, all right? Very indirect. So I like the direct stuff as much as possible. Now, you may like other things too, but we have to be very smart about how that goes or doesn't go into a chiropractic office. So here we are. It's really interesting. It's the beginning of Saturday, the 2nd day here. And we're going to get these books out and this free information. Now just think about this. I wrote this book, and it's thin, so it's pretty easy for me, okay? And I printed like 2,000 of them, brought them, had them shipped down here, and now here we are just giving them away for free, okay? So just think about that. What does it cost to do this? What does it cost to print them and ship them at $60 per box for shipping because they weigh a ton? And I'm just gonna sit here and we're gonna give them all away. And and some of these, they'll land, it's kind of like a biblical story. Some will land on the rocks and the birds will come and take them away. Some will land and people will have some interest, but they'll be redirected very, very easily. They'll burn easily when the sun comes out. But some of these will land on fertile soil, and we'll have a chiropractor or some students contact me later and say, hey, I got your booklet when I was in Florida. I'd like to visit with you about growing my practice, okay? And many people in the group came because I was at events like this. Maybe one other closing point here is I do some of these things just to prove to clients that you've got to get out in the trenches, okay? If I'm out here doing this after, say, 27 years in, and I certainly don't need to be here financially, or do I? Because I want to reach and I want to lead by example. See, I want you, the chiropractor, at the health fair, and I want you at the bridal show and at the women's expo and a thing at the car show and the boat show and every big run that's around you and the home remodeler show. You get the idea? I want you there, and I want you giving out stuff, and I want you reaching people, walking around. Like, we're going to walk around and we're just going to walk up to people and say, here, get your book. We're going to just make it happen. We're not just sit here and go, I hope somebody stops by. Nobody's going to stop by. You have to go and get them, okay? In fact, one of the gals here is already out working in the hallways where we're not supposed to be, but we do it anyway, okay, because we're on a mission. And I want you to be on a mission. You have to get out and meet people and shake hands and hand them stuff and get them information to come in and be successful. So there it is. Great times here. What's the takeaway lesson? Chiropractic is at the core of everything. Your hands-on skill is the ultimate. It's what everybody wants. It's what they want to pay for. And if you're good at that, yes, we can add a few other things smartly. And as far as promotion, you have to be willing to get out and meet people, potentially be embarrassed. But through that, okay, and burning the calories and meeting people, you will cause an incredible return of great new patients for a long, long time. Tory out.